what it is. Didn't know if we were live yet, so I was just kind of waiting for Cole to give me some words. Oh, Kelly or Mike. Jesus. It's got to be right in front of you. Gosh,
Sorry.
Kelly's got another room. Anyway, this is Kelli Lutes is with us today. So, Kelly, you're going to want to get right up on the mic also. I'm just letting you know. I'm giving you a heads up. Last week, nothing against Ken, but it would like, the mic would keep moving, and it would get farther from his face. And every now and then I'm over here like across from him going, are they picking it up?
Yeah, I couldn't tell if it was his fault because the mic kept moving and I kept trying to fuck with it.
No, it wasn't his fault. His mic kept moving, and it was like his seat would, he had to keep, not his fault. And the mic doesn't pick up the best.
Kelly, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not excited to go to work tomorrow. I've been off all weekend, but it's got to be done.
Yeah.
It's got to be done.
Well, I mean, you could just quit and become homeless. I mean, sometimes it seems easier.
No.
I mean, you could just eat grass. Think of how many people you could go, hey man, you got $1. And every hour you can go get a chicken sandwich and just live with a chicken sandwich, go take a nap under the bridge.
That's terrible thinking.
You got friends there.
That's awful thinking.
Roommates.
There are people that think like that though.
No, there really are, yeah. But Kelly, why don't you go ahead and tell a little bit about yourself?
So I'm currently a bio major at U of L, hoping to either become a doctor or a physician's assistant. So we'll see.
What kind of doctor do you want to be when you grow up?
When you grow up and be big.
Yeah, when you're a big adult.
When I grow up, I want to be a cardiologist. So yeah.
Do they make a lot of money?
That's not the point though.
But do they?
Well, yeah.
Good.
Okay, good.
But okay, so what in cardiology? I want to hear some more. I want to hear some more details.
Oh,
What do you want to do with it? You want to take some hearts out and harvest them?
yeah.
Anyway, what do you want to do?
I don't know that I really want to do surgery, but probably an interventional cardiologist, but I don't know. I'd have to.
What do you do then? Just come in and interrupt surgeries? Stop! Bust through doors. Just making sure you're alright. Any sandwiches, cookies, any drinks?
You took it so literal.
I know. But
Define that.
hey, you gotta keep going into more detail, Kelly. We're gonna keep going until there's no more detail to be given.
No.
I mean, it doesn't have to be too crazy, but
No.
so if it's not surgery, then what is it?
I don't know, diagnosing people?
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if you meant actual, you're gonna be holding the instruments and
No.
yeah, that'd be that's a crazy job.
I know
Obviously,
somebody that does that. Or passes in the stuff. That's weird.
Okay. Yeah, that is. What the hell is that?
That's what I said.
How much you getting paid to hand someone a tool? You could have a menu.
Some of them
next
get
to you
paid a
going,
pretty
okay, hang on,
good
what's
amount.
Okay, that one's that. Here you go.
Yeah.
I feel like the surgeon would go, dude, this ain't it. You gave me a screwdriver or something. You know what I'm saying?
It'd be kind of stressful though, especially if the doctor's a dick. Are doctors dicks?
Yes. They are usually. Probably because they're stressed out.
Yeah.
Do you think they're stressed out?
And a lot of knowledge to be I feel like when you're really smart, it's hard to be.
Some of it could be they feel superior, but another.
I was gonna ask that. Yeah. Do you think some of them feel like they got the big dick and they're like, I'm the doctor. I say what goes.
Yeah. I don't know. It depends. And sometimes there's good days and bad days, and it's probably based on what they see that day.
How many successful surgeries?
Yeah.
But some people, it probably does not affect them at all.
Yeah.
Most people are weird, but they're probably the best doctors. Ones who just don't really get stressed about it.
Yeah.
'Cause I'd be freaking out every time. Working every day, 365 days a year, cutting somebody open, fixing them up. Stressful. But anyway, let's talk about the big topic you want to talk about, Kelly. Seems like you're ready to go about that. So, I want to talk about some big pharma because we pay a lot of money on drugs.
We do pay a lot of money on drugs, and I can talk a little bit about it. I do work in the pharmaceutical industry.
Yeah, I don't know anything. I know I've heard facts. I can't remember facts about overpayments and how they. Also, along with this though, I kind of want to talk about insurance. I told you about that the other day. I want to see what Kelly thinks about that.
What?
Well, I mean, we can talk about this as a collective, but go ahead and talk about Well, I guess I already brought mine up, so I might as well just go ahead and split that one out. I was talking to Cole about this. That's weird that you have say I'm just giving you an example. So every month you pay however much money in car insurance, which I get the principle that everyone pays car insurance to have a big pool for people that get in wrecks. But it's if I spend $200 a month for 20 years and don't get in a wreck, isn't that technically you just spent a bunch of money on nothing?
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Which I get that if you don't spend it on there, you're gambling, and then you're out of a car, out of like if you had to pay for somebody else's. Well, see, does health insurance cover someone else's health in a car wreck, or is that your car insurance that handles someone else's?
Your car insurance has that tied into it.
Okay, I don't know. Is it both, or is it just the car?
Depends on how much coverage you have.
Okay.
Some of it goes towards their health, some of it goes towards the car.
Okay.
If you have like,
I'm getting wrecked now because
it's called like, I think it's called PIP. So there's like personal injury protection, I think is what it's called. And so like you have so much of that on your insurance, and depending on like, so like for me, I think my coverage was like, because I was under my parents' insurance, I had so much coverage. I had 100-300 coverage, which was like $300,000 worth of coverage. But I don't have that much stuff to even be seized if I were to get sued or anything. So I lowered my coverage to now it's like 50, 100 or something like that.
Does that mean will you pay less per month on
a little bit? Yeah.
Okay. I had something else to say, but I have forgotten about it. It was about the insurance deal. But
that's strictly car insurance. What I was talking about, though.
Well, I was telling Cole also, it's kind of weird that like that's basically an aspect of socialism that we all agree to pitch in to pay for people who can't drive. Is basically because in any wreck, it's someone who can't drive. Because even if it's raining, you're speeding. So I mean, just go a little slower. Ain't gonna happen. Watch in front of you.
There's still like, I mean, I believe like certain accidents happen like due to no one's fault, but it just depends.
Like, there's definitely freak accidents where something happens and then someone's got to swerve by the road or, whatever. But just like if I'm getting a wreck, that's a bunch of change I got to pay for. And, here's what I was going to say. So where is this money going also? Where is this money just sitting around at? Is it sitting in an account for me, or is someone just spending it going, oh, yeah, man, we got you when it happens? That's kind of what my also big concern was with it was.
Kind of just depends. I think it's company by company. So, like, State Farm's probably got a big pool of money. And
well, is there like also a CEO at the top that has like a certain amount of net worth and they're like the big head of an insurance company? Because the aspect of the whole point of insurance company is you're just holding my money just in case. So how is there this much profit on this? You know what I'm saying? Like why is also somebody just holding a bunch of money just to hold my money? Does that make sense?
They probably take like how much damage there is a year and like average it out. So maybe they make probably, I don't even know what you would call it, but let's say they make $100 million, they wouldn't. It's a lot more. But this company, let's say, makes $100 million a year on premiums that people just have to pay.
Right.
On average, they say they probably do $25 million in damage in repairs. So they're probably like, okay, let's say we won't even exceed 35% of that. So like, 35 million, 40 million, whatever it is. So they probably assume that they can take like however much off the top every year.
Well, that's what I'm wondering is how, I know that, I'm wondering how much they're taking off the top. That's my thing is like, because there has to be some sort of profit.
They might get to the end of the year. That's probably what they do. They probably get to the end of the year and see just where it weighed out this year.
Are you laughing?
Doo-doo.
He said doo-doo.
That is probably the process.
Yeah, that is the doo-doo.
No,
the doo-doo process. But no, back to Big Pharma. That's just my spill about insurance because there's just a lot of stuff we pay for that probably is really silly.
Yeah.
I know someone, I was going off topic, but someone that told me the other day that not the other day, this has been a while, they've told me for a while they were paying for a lawyer. And I was like, okay, because they said something like the IRS is messing with them. And I was like, well, the IRS doesn't really come at you unless they have a reason, or I don't know what's going on there. And he ended up telling me that they were paying like $500 to a guy in California who's a lawyer, who's calling them on the phone. So what would you think if a lawyer called you on the phone and you've never met the guy and he's asking you for $500? He's scamming you. Like, it's not a real lawyer. Like, we might, but this person doesn't get that, I guess. So, and I didn't know what to tell him or not, and I didn't tell him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
He did it.
And then, then get this. So, if the IRS is on his back, is that really the IRS? Because the IRS, I feel like, would, is it
you'll know if the IRS is on
I know,
you.
But we may. But someone who's, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm like, I don't know if they know.
There's a lot of money made on that. There's whole call centers, like, overseas, like, for that.
I know, but I meant, like, I feel like if that's, I'm not let me get this by wording. The IRS is different. That might be actually real. But the lawyer thing in California is one thing where I'm like, whoa, hang on a minute now. I don't really know about a lawyer that you're just talking to over the phone and they call you up and they're like, hey man, I got you $500.
Like they called him
and then
first?
What he also said, he was like, yeah, I haven't, and this has been going on for years.
What?
And he was like, yeah, I still, I just sent him like $2,000. I was like, are you just,
Why haven't you saved this guy? You should feel responsible.
I'll tell you more about that after the
Conference over.
Yeah, there's a little more to it than just this guy.
He said he deserves what he's getting.
No, he don't deserve that.
Oh, okay.
No, I still would let somebody know, but it would have to be. You'd have to see. But anyway, once again, back to Big Pharma. We're still getting on the road. But anyway,
Okay.
Kelli, throw us some shit about it. I want to hear some.
Okay, well.
Yeah, throw some shit.
What got me thinking about it or interested in looking up some of the things about it was that, so I watched a documentary and it was like people that had a rare form of cancer, they found a drug that would treat it and make it to where they could live longer and like they would have like actually a good life. And they had to petition because there wasn't enough of them, that the pharmaceutical companies didn't think they would make enough off the medicine, even though they knew that it would treat and help these people.
So basically, like, there wasn't gonna be a profit, so they kind of like, fuck that.
Yeah, like finally enough people petitioned and they got it passed to where that they would produce the medicine. But I just thought like that probably happens way more than we realize. And
I get also that it's expensive. One thing that blows my mind is how we're totally okay as a society. Maybe not totally okay, but we agree upon to let it be okay that if we totally have the means to help someone, but they don't have the money, we let them go.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, you have the money, something that's not really even like,
Yeah, I bring that up a lot.
Yeah, it's like, what is it? You can't say, you're just not going to save a life, but it's going to cost you a little bit. I mean, like.
Well, if you go to an emergency.
Yeah, I get that it costs money.
Well, people do that for like things that you shouldn't go to the emergency room for, though, too.
Yeah.
Also at the same time.
Because they have to. Some people do that. They literally don't know where the fuck to go, and they just run to the emergency room.
You mean like that, and they get like
because they have to get bill? That's the only place they can get treated.
What for?
Just depends on what happens.
Okay.
Some people just can't go and get like treatment elsewhere, or pay for it, or afford it, because they'll have to pay for it. Then it gets done. They can go to the ER or whatever, and then it happens, and then you get flipped the bill.
And you just get dead on that, or does it just never get paid back, or what happens?
Well, you got like, isn't it 5 years to pay it back, or?
I don't know how long it is.
You got like so long to pay it back, and you can set up payment plans and do all that kind of shit. But people do that shit.
Also, I kind of get why you can say whatever, just because, I mean, you're not really entitled to medicine because it's made by people. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like what's really theirs. I mean, it's not really there naturally. So, I mean, if we were all just on our own. But if you have the means, though, is the point. Like, you have it, though. So, I mean, like, you gonna share?
Well, also, like, how they hike up prices on medicine that doesn't cost a lot.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that. How much of that is going on?
So, like, in a restaurant, no shit, I'm pretty sure margins are, like, I don't know what the margins are, but it's probably, like, 30%, 40% that they make off the top, maybe 20 or 30 after they pay the person to make the shit and the ingredients. Like, when you measure, like, pharmaceutical companies, like, margins, it's, like, in thousands of percent.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not, like, in small, it's in thousands of percent.
See, and what is the reasoning for that? Because it's definitely not going all R&D, which I would.
Because there's no other option. You don't go get a shittier burger. You get the pill or you don't.
Saying, yeah.
Like, that's what. There's people that like. So the company I work for makes a MS medication, which like really, really works for some people, or it doesn't for some people. But like the people that absolutely need it, like maybe the other MS medicines, like just absolutely don't work, and that's their last option.
Okay, what's actually wrong with you if you have MS?
So it's kind of like it's like body deterioration and like affects the brain a little bit and deteriorates your body like real quickly. They're in like a lot of pain.
Is there medicine to cure that? Is that curable? Oh my god!
It just kind of like helps.
Did you die early from that?
I don't know if you necessarily. I mean, I would say you do die earlier. I haven't dove into it too much because we only had to learn about like what it was about just so we could kind of be empathetic for like understanding why. Because, like, if they get on the phone, they're automatically agitated. It makes more sense to me. Just because they're already...
Well, yeah, if you're already stressing about your life and your life's on the line...
That's what I'm saying, like...
I'm going to die, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, dude. Yeah.
But,
I totally get it.
Yeah.
And some people do get the shit into the stick in life.
They do. I've like, seen people get flipped bills that they can't even... They've told me if it was a fourth of what the bill actually was, they couldn't even pay for that in their dreams.
So that, I don't know what's going to happen.
So then it just happens. Yeah. No, and then I just have to say, okay...
Well, what eventually happens? Say like somebody's been in debt that long.
You go to collections.
And what happens then?
Then your credit score gets dinked and dinked and dinked, and your credit goes to crap. Then they come after you and seize things.
What's crazy too is that stresses them out more than dying.
Yeah, and stress adds on to a lot of like illnesses.
Like that's insane. That probably just drives me to the ground too. That's definitely not good.
Yeah, no, it's not good.
Yeah, your health's gonna go shit.
But like, I didn't even know that what I'm doing right now was a thing. So like, I'm in a copay assistance program. So like, the company I work for makes the drug and then turns around and I like call their insurance, call pharmacies, see who gets it the cheapest and whose insurance, like just whatever it'll do to be the cheapest, where they're left with like the least amount of cost. So if they've got a $10,000 deductible, we pay their first 2 copays for $5,000 a piece, and then The rest are $100, their regular copay, and we pay that too, and then it's over. So I mean, some people that are in our program don't pay anything for their meds.
They just get it for free.
Yeah,
and that's depending on your insurance.
Depending on your insurance and if your pharmacy will cooperate where you live, restrictions. Because like sometimes like we are a $0 copay program, but the hospitals charge for other things at the same time. So like some hospitals charge because like some of it's intravenous. So like some of it has like mixture fees to actually like mix the medication.
The more I'm thinking about this is kind of blowing my mind. I'm thinking about how you have like different healthcare premiums, or if you can't afford this much healthcare, oh my god.
Yeah, because like I gotta talk to them if their insurance says, yeah, we'll cover like Advil and stuff, but they have MS, so that's not gonna be good. So we won't cover specialty meds. So then you're like, all right, on to the next one.
You hope.
Well, because they know. My deductible might be $3,000 for now because I don't have any health issues, but
yeah.
You know, for them, they know they're like their meds are gonna be expensive. They might have multiple hospital visits, this kind of thing. Right. Their deductible is like $14,000. That's before insurance takes over. So automatically at the year they need to come up with $14,000 if they don't come into a copay program.
And then what do? They don't collectible or collections or whatever. Is that where they get sent? And then they
don't pay the copay and they don't get medicine.
Okay. I know they got the medicine right or not. Okay.
No.
Well, fuck.
Or if they have like some of them have in-home pharmacies where they'll like literally ship it to them overnight. So if they do get the meds, then it's like a bill, and then it goes to collections and that.
I'm so thankful that I don't have.
And then they'll stop eventually.
In my body. Dead ass. Knock on wood.
Yeah, it makes you think.
It's really random, but did you see Julian Assange last week?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, that is.
Mm-mm.
The guy who he's like the co-founder owner of WikiLeaks.
Okay, yeah.
So did you see the pictures of him when he got caught?
No, I heard you. Yeah, I saw your response.
Dude, you look at this dude. He's literally like, when they catch him, okay, because what happened is he was in asylum in Ecuador because Ecuador wouldn't let anybody in to come get him. They're like, fuck you, this guy's here, but don't come in here and get this dude. Like, you're not gonna send people in here. So then they eventually were like, fuck it, you can have him. And they allowed him to come in and get him. So that's what. And then the forces come in, and you can see him. He looks frail. He looks like he has a all white gray beard, like balding hair on top of his head, like, and he's being forced out of the embassy. Okay, you're thinking this dude looks like he's about 70, and he's been there for 7 years. Dude, he's 47 years old, all gray ass beard, looks like he just came out of a cave in Iraq somewhere. Seriously.
Some people like they just look like that. Like depending on the work you do too. Like so, my dad's a brick mason. I think everybody that lays brick and does that kind of thing, they look old quick.
Yeah, you get tired. Like your body gets worn down.
Yeah, they like.
They were talking about the stress of him being in fucking asylum for that long. He can't go anywhere else. You just gotta sit where you're at and hope you don't get caught. And
kind of crazy.
Which I mean, I think
he signed up for it.
I think they wanted him extradited to the U.S. but I don't think they're gonna do that. That's what I heard at least. Yeah, you know about that, Kelly? Julian Assange.
No.
He's the guy that did the Hillary emails. Remember that?
Yeah.
That's what that was. Anyway, back to big pharma facts.
Do you have a real so something that I brought up that I really think is horseshit is R&D like percentage. So that's like research and development, I think is what it stands for. So like, I think I'm right. I don't know. So there, from what I've understood, I think it's like fucking 5%. So they spend 5% of what they make on the research to make the same drug better or develop new drugs. I think that is ridiculous. That makes no sense to me. Do you not think if we spent like maybe a quarter of what we earned, we would like have like really crazy meds?
Oh yeah, yeah. It wouldn't take much, especially when there's that much profit involved in it. Do you have any clue how much profit they have per year? Do you have any kind of number on that?
Watch this.
No, I don't think so.
I kind of want to know the 2019 or 2018 yearly sum up of revenue by pharmaceutical companies. And it looks like Dylan, well, several are on the case here.
So in 2018, McKesson revenue was $208.4 billion.
And their pharmaceutical company?
Cardinal Health, yeah, that's who I work for. Was $130 billion.
See, where's that going? I'm trying to think of where he go.
AmerisourceBergen, $153 million. I don't know if you know who that is.
Million or billion?
Billion.
Okay.
Nobody on this list of pharmaceutical companies. Now some of them are in like the 3-4 billions, but nobody's in the millions. Everybody's in billions.
Think of how much money is out there. Those two. Apple's worth $1 trillion. Amazon's worth billions of dollars. Jeff Bezos by himself is a net worth of 160. Cut that in half for his wife.
Which, like, I hate it, like, because I don't like what I do, but I feel like everybody that I know that works there, because it's like it's not slander against McKesson, because I mean, and they are in trouble for certain things, which I don't even know. I don't really get into all that, like the opioid thing. I don't know shit about that, but I just do what I do, and I kind of like that I help people get their meds paid for and that kind of thing. So I mean, I'm happy about what I do. I'm just not happy about why it is the way it is.
See, why has nobody questioned that there's so many illegal drugs that people do and are fine? But opioids are used to help people that are having problems with their body, and it actually doesn't help them at all. And they're just going to addicted to it and pay more money.
Well, did you know that, like, when they pay people to do research, like, they fudge the number that the medicine that the company makes, they pay for people that are doing the research, and so then they make it like the medicine is doing what it's.
You mean kind of like rigging studies?
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt it. Seriously,
a lot of companies get in trouble for that. Volkswagen, that was the last company I can think of that got in like a big bunch of trouble for that. They lied about their emissions, and they would pretty much make it to where in a specific test, and it could tell when it was being tested, it would like not emit as much like I guess harmful fumes. That way, when it was tested, it'd look fine. Then as soon as it gets on the road, it's just crapping. So they got into that was a huge multi-billion-dollar issue.
See, I don't really like any studies because all the time it's just like a select group and it's supposed to represent the entire group when really it's just a very small percentage of that group. So it's like, how do you really know? You can test all the rest of them and nothing would happen. Like, just so happens that
drugs are so specific too. Like, people are so like a drug might work absolutely perfect for one person, but like I feel like the majority of it doesn't work well enough to say like this one pill is going to cover this 100,000 people. I think there should probably be like 15 to 20 meds per whatever we got, because you got to attack it from. I know tons of people that are on the meds that we make now that get formulated just a slightly different way and stop working.
Do they get addicted real easy?
It's not I don't think my drug is addictive necessarily. I think I guess it is in the case that it would help them, but it's not like addictive to where they absolutely need it. They just kind of know that it's not good if they don't have it.
Okay, I don't know if it was.
They can feel like when they haven't taken it for a while, like, because it just like kind of keeps their body like a little better, and like I guess it kind of keeps them more clear-minded as well, because they have like sometimes they have issues like thinking and stuff like that.
Right. So how much do you think the Afghan war had any role played in it by the taking of opioids, or the Middle East, or in the Middle East more so?
I don't know.
I think I talked with somebody about this before, but I don't know how good the facts are on that.
Yeah, I don't even know.
I know.
Do you have R&D numbers?
I think I do. Take me.
Which I don't really know. Like, I guess it's not super important, but I know it's seriously the percentage is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Of the R&D.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's less than 10% for sure.
Well, if you're a pharmaceutical company and you're not spending it on R&D or advertising, what are you really else?
Well, a lot of it is you shouldn't advertise it.
What the hell?
We're like the only. We are the only people that advertise medication, and that they advise you to advise your doctor that you should take it. They're like, ask your doctor. Every single one says that. You should not ask your doctor for shit. What do you know?
And how many doctors tell you different shit?
I mean, like, what do you know? And how many meds have you seen that have come on the fucking TV or whatever fucking YouTube video you're watching on the ads where it's like talking about all the shit it's going to fix? That's so general.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So do I need this or not? Because you're making it sound like it's going to fix my entire life, and then you know what I'm saying. And it's like
all
really
the people in the
mucus.
commercial are happy running while they're on these meds. Like, oh yeah, you can cure your shit. Look at this guy running.
Yeah, and then like at the end they spit out like how you're going to be bleeding from your ass and ears and shit. Like in 20 seconds, they're like, you could fucking die. Boom, and then the ad ends.
Maximum life expectancy of 10 years.
But like that's another thing. Like, so the number, I can't remember. I think it's like. Most people that start opioids that continue to take opioids are dead within 5 years. I think if they continuously take them, like some crazy number.
I can seriously see how easy it is to be like, I need opioids.
Because it's not
My
like
body hurts.
Yeah, you're not supposed to keep taking it because it's like that bad for you, and people do.
Yeah, it says that our prescription drugs are the third leading cause of death after heart disease and cancer, like here in the U.S.
So pharmaceutical drugs are the number one cause in...
The third.
Third, behind cancer and...
More than suicide? Or is suicide by pill included in there?
I don't
I don't
know.
think suicide by pill is really
Suicide's probably its own category.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they couldn't
gun anyway,
Yeah.
or hopping in your car and get in the garage.
Oh God.
Oh, I see. I didn't see the R&D number, but I see that every year pharmaceutical companies spend over $3 billion on direct-to-customer ads.
So that's what I'm saying. So like the company I work for revenue 208 billion or whatever. So they revenued 200 billion and only spent 3 billion on advertising, and who knows how much it costs to actually produce the shit. So I mean, I'd say they were within like, I bet 175 million of it was just free.
Yeah, I just want to
Not free, you know what I'm saying?
Just numbers on where all this goes. Because even then, even like when you look at the government spending, it's like 22% of we don't know.
Well, I mean, like I
Like
think
what?
it goes in these people's pockets. Look at this. Well, plus they got to pay a lot of people. Some of these companies are giant. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like the company I work for is enormous. I have no idea how many employees
Also,
they have.
they got to pay for.
I think we've got close to
warehouses
100,000 employees.
When you got $200 billion.
So this is the net worth of the guy that used to be the CEO of my company. So as of 2017, it was almost 80 million.
What's up, Cole? I thought you gave me a look like there's something I gotta tell you. I was like, okay. Repeat that, please. I'm sorry.
One of the nation's highest paid CEOs.
Good for him, man. Making money off of our backs and our legs and our hearts and whatever else you have something wrong with.
But that's like they probably have their hands dipped in a lot of things.
So,
Because a lot of these companies, that's what it is. A lot of these companies make acquisitions. So like McKesson and Equian was the other company I worked at. Like they make acquisitions. They find a company that does what they do, that's already doing it, that's smaller, and they just buy it, turn it into it. And they're not supposed to do that. Or I mean, they can, but they do it a lot. So like,
is it kind of like taking small business away and like just chipping it away?
Yeah. So like, I would come in and we don't have any anymore. I'm trying to think. It'd be like me coming
How
into.
sad is that?
I can't even really give you an example. It's like me coming into half times telling them to fuck off and me throwing B-dubs in there.
Dude, this is also what I hate. How many things has Apple bought in the past few years?
Well, I mean, because they acquired Beats, which was smart.
Yeah, it's a big ass company.
But other than that, the only other thing is that there's like three main competitors, and it's Huawei phones, Samsung, and Apple are like the most popular phones. I'm pretty sure Huawei's
number one, right?
Yeah. So like, there's only three that are like seriously considered.
What the fuck does a Huawei phone look like?
Well, there's a lot of them. Some of them look just like iPhones and stuff.
Whoa, I've never seen any of them.
Well, they're illegal here. Pretty sure in the
yeah,
U.S.
Okay. Well, look at that. That's pretty weird.
Pretty sure.
Phone company you never know about unless somebody told you. So, what do you think will happen? Do you think there will be a time, Kelly, where there'll be robots doing surgeries? Because they had the one in the grape. Did you see that?
It fixed that grape right up.
They already have a lot of technology that they use to like perform the surgeries themselves, and like doctors.
How many jobs is that taking?
I don't know that it would take jobs because someone would still have to watch over, like, and make sure that it's doing what it's supposed to do.
Yeah, one thing I was just thinking about, what if like you're in a surgery and it's programmed to feel your body, and then the guy just jolts in his sleep or something like that, and then the robot's like, "Where's he at?"
Well, so like something I did watch was like a video of like where they had these robots. It was like AI versus like the best doctors in Japan at diagnosing brain.
I did see the tumors.
Yes, and it killed them.
Sorry, I didn't explain it though, because
I think it. So I mean, like in like the bigger study, I think it usually cut the time that they did in half or a fourth that it took them to diagnose, and the doctors were always like 60% accurate, which is good. But the computer itself was like 78 or 80% accurate half the time. And then in the second study they did, which was like something a little bit more specific, also half, if not 60%, like cutoff time, and was, I think it was 75 or 78% accurate, and the people were down in like the 60s and 40s.
See, that's what people don't get to, is some of the ones that are really good at their job are like, oh, I can do mine way faster than that. Well, it's like, well, you can, but
you just need to be realistic. So maybe they are really good at diagnosing, but like you said, people, the things in surgeries that like you can't account for, that a robot might not be able to account for, but maybe they can make it account for that kind of thing. Like,
they will in the future. It's just you just gotta keep improving it.
Yeah, and like that's my whole thing. I'm not against improvement. I don't care, but I can see, because there's a lot of people concerned about losing their jobs.
Like the episode of Rick and Morty I was gonna talk to you about, that has to do with this. There's one where spoiler for anybody who hasn't watched Rick and Morty, but I mean I don't think it really matters that much. But there's one where Rick's like car battery dies, and his car battery is powered by basically what is AI. Okay, he just has like a multiverse, and his his battery is a multiverse. So he like minis himself and goes into it, and like
it's its own universe inside the battery.
So they all think he's an alien too. He comes swarming in, like comes down. They're like, oh
it's
my God,
this right
God.
here.
Like it's like
it's this.
Yeah, it's literally this. Yeah, he has a pad on it. Look at it.
That's when they come down. That's how they say hi.
And they're all in the crowd flicking back off. And dude, and they power his car battery, and they have no clue that their entire purpose is just to make energy on their like thing.
It's kind of fucked up.
It is fucked up. And then that multiverse has a super genius that figures out to make his own multiverse, and he's like, hey, look at this. And he's like, I have this other like small mini world where these people are making energy for us by pulling a pulley. And then Rick's like, what the fuck? Because someone else made one in this multiverse, so they go in that one. So it's kind of freaky because and then the main guy.
I'm about to watch Rick and Morty again. I'm about to restart it.
The main guy in that one, they're like, Morty tells him that this is all just because he's making energy for his planet. And he's like, so you're telling me that I did not go to my dad's funeral to make science for my planet, and it's really just for nothing? And he's like, yep. And then the guy just gets in his car, drives right into a cliff. Then they had to figure out how to get back. Yeah. I just thought I'd bring that up for no reason other than we were talking about AI. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So.
What do you think about AI? Because like I've read into it a little bit, and it makes me worried for like teenage kids a little bit.
Why?
Like getting their first job. Because I feel like a lot of those jobs are going to be the first ones gone. How many kids did you know that worked at Kroger or were like cashiers or just did like some really basic ass shit that's like easily automated?
Adults do that.
I know, that's what I was about to say.
That's not supposed to be an adult job either.
Well, that's another thing too.
It just got that way.
Like something they talk about is like bartending. That'll be obsolete soon because they will never mess up a mixture once. And like they talk about how much companies. So I used to watch this like bar show.
Place like that in Vegas where it's literally only robots are the ones that are doing the drinks.
Dude,
but it won't mess it up because that's what I'm saying. So like if I'm fucking lights out up here and I've got 5 bartenders and each one's pouring 30% more alcohol than they're supposed to on their shift.
Right.
And then that all adds up to $1,000 a month in extra alcohol that I didn't know I was spending, and I get a robot in there that does not fuck up the percentage once. I start saving money on that. The drinks come out more consistent, so people are happy. It all adds. It's all perfect.
And you just socialize with people that are there, not just the workers. Like, you know what I'm saying, like the workers are. But it sucks. It's like, well, where's that job gonna go? Other than they're just. But they're
to the shitter.
You can have one guy watch all the robots. You don't have to have like one robot.
I still think there will be a bar back.
A what now?
A bar back, like somebody that like kind of watches everything.
Right, because how are you gonna?
Somebody's gonna like watch. Somebody's gonna keep the robots going.
I agree, but if there's like.
Well, no, like that's like seriously. Supposedly, like you're gonna pay on these robots and everything. It's gonna have this cup. You like it, put your drink in there and you rock on. You get the fuck out.
I'm saying if you have a giant bar with like 14 bartenders.
And they're faster.
14 jobs off for one guy to watch all of them.
Because it'll mix the drink inside.
And then that's many
itself.
bars that have 14 divided by less. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, so I'm saying it just makes the number of people that are having a job still go.
Yeah.
But, and we were talking about, this is what scares us, is because they're starting to make robots that are like on their feet. Like, have you seen the Steph Curry? The robot that can shoot from half court, like with a jump shot?
No, I haven't seen that. I've seen the ones where they jump on the boxes.
The boxes?
Yeah.
That's the one that really gets you.
That one, as we talk about this, if there's a war, we're wondering if there's going to be a war where they'll have those eventually, and then robots will just be fighting each other. And then
instead of
because there's going to be no point of people, because robots will just be like,
right, but then also, what's the point of
yeah, that's what we're talking about. What's the point of war then if you're just going to be fighting with robots? It's like, well, I mean, the point of that would be I had the robots, so. That's what we were talking about too. The first one to get the robots is the scary part. It was the first one to get that kind of technology where a robot can just like, say you're like, have a gun pointed at the robot, it'll be able to know when you're going to be able to pull the trigger because it can go way faster. It can like process way faster in your movements than you can his. So it'll just be running at you while dodging all your fucking shit, watching what you're doing. Like, who knows what they're going to have that. Because eventually just people won't matter. They'll just be very outpowered.
Hopefully I'm not around when all that's going down.
Well, see, that's the problem too, is we just don't know how long that's down the road. Because China wants to be number one in everything by 2049.
I mean,
and that's only 20 years. Or 30, technically. Yeah, it is 30, not 20. Not technically, it is 30. But yeah.
I mean, they own a lot of things.
Yeah, seriously.
And they make a lot of our stuff, so I feel like that would be really easy to just add some things in there.
They're very competitive, yeah. And then we what do you call that again? Outsource. Yeah.
All right, watch this.
People who at home that can't see this,
It's the robot. It's the Toyota robot.
it literally looks like a person, has the form of a jump shot and everything, set up at half court. They give it a basketball, it sits there. I guess they're just analyzing where it's at, throws it up, swish.
Bucket master, bro.
Yeah. Let's see it shoot on an outside court with the wind, bitch. Let's see you shoot a Kobe fade. Where you at?
There's that other robot cheering.
That is funny. They literally have a robot in the background cheering.
Yeah, like it makes the shot, and then
Is
there's
that
like
gonna
another
take
robot.
away NBA players' jobs. I'm just being
No.
dumb now.
No, but
I'd
like
be so
seriously, what
bored
if they
watching a robot
created?
play basketball.
But what if they created like robots, like
Robot League.
like a robot league of like 3-on-3 robots that are just fucking athletic as motherfuckers.
I don't even watch it.
Running like 40 miles down the court, just boom, like fucking going crazy. I could see shit like that happen.
There's no fouls. You just beat the shit.
Or
out
like
of each other.
robot fighting. I feel like that's a thing.
I watch robot.
I
fighting
would
for
watch
sure.
like robot humanoid things fight. That would be
Are
crazy.
there any movies about that? Okay, I was about to say there has to be a movie that has robots fighting. 'Cause that's well, even the game that you like, like the little game that they used to have where you just keep hitting the button.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And
what
there's
I was about
the
to
robot
say.
fighters. Yeah, that's basically gonna be real life robots.
What's it called? Like Robot? I don't know.
I don't remember what that's called.
What do you mean? Like the ones where they punch each other?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It was like damn, who are we?
let me look it up.
I kind of
Damn
don't
it.
want you to say it.
All right, you keep trying to.
Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
Yes,
Yeah.
Bammy. It took me a
Yeah.
minute to think about it.
Yeah, we'll have those real soon. We're gonna love watching them.
Yeah, Rock'em Sock'em Robots.
It'll be like Coliseum days,
Dang.
but with robots.
That makes me think about those Bop Its. I used to beat the shit out of my brother with those. You know, I'm talking about the big
I
balloon
was
things. You're like,
thinking
yeah, motherfucker.
We used to do that at the fraternity. They at one point had those, like they blew them up, and everybody went out in the like parking lot and started
Beating the
cold fought
shit.
one guy in there. It's his roommate right now. I was boxing with us. Okay, I thought it was the.
Did you beat his ass? Fuck him.
Oh my.
But let's talk about something else. It's gonna be fun to talk about. We got plenty here. What sounds most interesting, Kelly?
Hmm. I'm down for whatever.
Okay, what a
You
great.
choose.
She said, "Let me think." Any of those.
I don't know where to eat at. No. Okay. Let's talk Area 51. I don't know
Okay.
a lot about it, but I want to hear.
The only thing I watched another video the other day that was talking about something else to talk about briefly, but I told y'all this before, and you looked this up. There's a fact check that as well. But the earliest article I saw where it said Area 51 was like actually real. So to get back to this, I told Kelly and Dylan before this that I had no clue that at one point Area 51 was kind of just a myth. Like government
Like they
was like,
weren't
nope.
admitting it.
Yeah, the government was like, no, that's not a thing. That's not what's going on. There's nothing out there's no Las Vegas, nothing. Like you hearing just wild stories. And then like 6 years ago, they were like, yo, bro, it's real, but there's no UFO testing or anything. But we just have a base there, but there's nothing else besides that. And I think I was watching a Rogan video. I think that's what it was. And there's a documentary that's on YouTube that is by some guy that claims he used to work there. And they say all the stuff that he was talking about, there's no way that he didn't work there. He was talking about some like 115th element or something like that. I don't know what the number was. That's just a random number. But it was,
They did. Are you thinking about the thing from Zombies? 115.
I think that's real.
Okay, well,
Like,
fuck.
That's from like, because people think there's a man-made element called element 115.
Well, they
I
use
think
that in
might
Call of
be
Duty
it.
Zombies, and
might
that
be
freaks
it.
me out.
Don't quote me on that, because that might be it. Because that might be like why they made that, just because it's a conspiracy. So they said 115. But yeah, and he was saying that he took his buddies and he was like, "Look, I'm gonna take you to a certain spot, and there's video of it. Like they took a video when they were there. I think it's in this documentary. He was like, I'm taking you to this spot. We're gonna sit here, and we're gonna watch them fly around these UFOs because there's people in them. Like we have them. We've taken them, and we have reverse engineered them and figured out ways to fly them. And he said that's part of his job was reverse engineering UFOs. And he took his buddies there. They sat there and parked, put out the cameras, and there it was. They were just flying UFOs. They said they're tiny. He was claiming that like aliens are really tiny. They aren't. They like had like a child size.
There's the guy that hacked into NASA.
Yeah.
The one time, he said
Yeah.
he saw like the spacecraft.
I was telling. Listen to this. So back to what we talked about last week with Ken, how like light, it's like delayed.
Mm-hmm.
So say you were an alien like 1,000 or 2,000 light years away, however long. I think I was talking about Cole about this. Say you're an alien 2,000 light years away, and you look through a telescope, and you have no clue that light delays the way you see something. So you look at Earth, and you're 2,000 light years away, and you see Earth from 2,000 years ago, which I guess would be Jesus. I'm trying to think the exact number of light years. Basically, cut the number of light years in half. So if the Egyptians were 4,000 years ago, so say you think you saw the Egyptians, so you get technology to drive here, you hightail it to Earth, you get here, they ain't here no more. So what if like UFO sightings are where they're just pulling in and going, oh shit, what's here? This isn't what we saw. And then go, boop, and they just got here. Which I think after over time they would figure out that something was going on. But and also I feel like
I think that's possible, but I think they'd have the knowledge about the light.
I was about to say, yeah, if they can get here with that, they have to have some.
Yeah, the fact that they could get here. But that's what the whole, like, figuring out how to travel that fast, that is what's really interesting. Like, that's the only thing I feel like we figured out how to inhabit space. We just don't know how to get where we're looking at.
Yeah, they had to have a lot of energy or
well, right now, that's what we said. We're just throwing, like, fuels at each other and seeing what happens. Like, and using that to, like, fuel us. He's like, we need, like, a laser or whatever they were talking about last
It'd be really was talking about. Only two. I don't know how that's going to work. But yeah, that's why it's so hard.
Well, he was talking about, like, the bending of the space-time continuum to, like, kind of, like, throw you.
Oh, yeah, like almost
and
like
how he thought that was, like, somewhat realistic.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that gravity well thing was like, what the fuck?
As far as like from the planets that they have
sitting in.
Well, like if you watch like any of those space things, that's how like I didn't know they operated off that so much.
What, like gravity well thing?
Yeah.
I would assume so.
Because like they can like save so much fuel that way.
So do they always? So this may be a stupid question. Would they never launch a rocket from the South Pole?
I mean, I guess it just depends on where you're headed.
Because if you're going to the moon, and if it's like higher up in the gravity well, would it be, would you be using more miles to get to the moon?
Well, more so, I think they would just try and get out first.
Okay, I don't know if it was working.
I have no idea. I feel like you wouldn't want to fight the gravity all the way up. And
also,
I have no idea.
I saw something earlier that the only reason that the asteroid belt doesn't come in and beat the shit out of us is that Jupiter is so far out that you can see on like a tracking where it shows the asteroids are coming in, and then the Jupiter gets around them, they pull them back out, and it's just constantly pulling them back out to make sure they don't come in. So like at any moment, if Jupiter wasn't there, it would be just poof, poof, poof. We all just get fucked.
Because a lot of time, that's how we like conserve fuels. Like we'll get here and then we'll like use it, the gravity of whatever we're on, and then we'll like take off in whatever direction we do need to go.
I don't know how that works even. Because I don't get how it like just doesn't throw you way off.
I guess they take like the size of it and figure out, because they said like depending on how big it is, decides like how long the arm of its gravity is. So they're probably like, okay, here's our gravity at this size. It's a fourth the size of the Earth, so we need to be about this close. And then they just like.
That's for sure how it is.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Imagine having the mind to come up with things like that.
That's what I'm saying. I can talk about it, but I have no idea.
Yeah, like if it wasn't there and you just said, hey, this is how it actually works, and I just figured this out. And they're like, no way. And then you figure out, yeah. Think of believing something for that long and then figuring out it ain't real. Or like it's not true.
The Ken guy told us if you look through a telescope and look at like a galaxy, it'll not come through in color. You can't see color that far.
You have to like look at it like at an angle.
Yeah.
And you'll see a little bit of color. But I'm guessing they know based off the wavelengths. Would that be how that would work, I guess?
What, the color of it?
Yeah.
Well, remember he was talking about they would use the God damn it, like the inverted tint shit. They know like so they know what you're seeing right now and know which like kind of like the way your vision should be out there because it works this way here. So they invert it so where it's, it's accurate. I can't remember what he said. It's like they throw like it's almost like a tint over it.
Yeah, I did this. I had to see that in person for me to go, okay, now what you're talking about, because it could be anything in my head that right now.
It'd just be like it's like kind of gray and black right now, and you throw like a sepia tint over it, like a tint, like a finish. I don't know what you want to call it.
I get that, but I don't know how that would work. I get that you would just go, but I'm wondering why does that do that? Like, why is it? I'm saying like if I just throw like a piece of thing in the sky and go, okay, now it's purple. Like, well, why is that purple though? Why can't I see it now?
Well, I think they just take like what we see here and why we process like why I see this wall is tan or whatever you want to call it, I guess. Tan. And then they're like, so if I'm seeing like this color of gray, they know that I need to see whatever. Because that's what I asked him too. Is it all just like mush? Like, are you going to be able to tell stuff like it's laying on top of something? Because if it's all gray, but he said it's all so different shaded because you can still, I don't know, it's weird.
Oh shit, my brain's hurting.
That's what it makes my head. That's what I still can't get is like if it was like different pieces of like the galaxy laying on top of each other, maybe they were so close the same color, it looked like one. But he said you could like tell that apart. So I'm interested to see what that looks like.
Probably a lot of shit that goes into that. And it's also crazy that he thinks aliens are real.
I do.
I do too, yeah. To an extent.
I don't think they're like aliens like we think.
I don't know how I feel about it. I go back and forth.
Well, I definitely think there is something else out there because it's like he said, it's ridiculous. But as far as we've been contacted by them, I don't know.
I don't think they're like walking around and shit. Like I feel like if there are aliens, they're like they might be walking around, but I feel like they don't look anything like us. They're not like humanoid even at all.
Probably not.
I just don't see it.
Because there's not just gonna be the same animals over there. Because I feel like they'll be made of the same stuff, but they won't look the same way. Are they? It's either gonna be made of the same stuff or
they could be like 6 foot tall giraffes.
They could.
I mean, I'm just saying like
There
it could be
really
anything.
tall, really intelligent giraffe somewhere. Have you ever seen videos of elephants drawing elephants?
No.
Which the sad truth is they're beaten to do that. Like they get
Okay.
beaten to learn it. But they like have a paintbrush in their trunk wrapped around the paintbrush, dipping it in paint, and they'll draw a giraffe up and down, like families of giraffes. Like I mean, like anything. They'll draw sun in the sky, like and they like yeah.
It's terrible.
It's crazy that they're that smart though.
What do you think they're that smart? Or they're like, if I draw this exact shape that I still don't know what the hell this shape is, he'll be happy.
I feel like you'd have to know eventually what you're drawing though, just because.
I feel like you don't.
I mean, like if you said draw an elephant right now, and I don't know what an elephant is, I'm just gonna draw. Until I get an elephant, that's just gonna be so long. I feel like they go draw this, and they show you one, and then when you don't do it, they go, all right, draw this. I'm showing you this picture. Draw this now.
I feel like you never know that it's an elephant. I feel like you go, I draw this specific shape pattern so I don't get my ass beat.
Elephants know elephants in
I
mirrors though.
feel what you just
Elephants look in mirrors and know that that's them.
But I feel like they
I see
still
them.
aren't. But I feel like an elephant in a mirror, because I see this drawing that looks pretty accurately like a person, but I feel like if I draw a 2D elephant, an elephant doesn't think it looks like an elephant. That's what I'm saying. I feel like if I even told it, I was like, you're going to draw a square every fucking time, and I just start beating its fucking ass, it's never going to be like it's a square. It's just going to be like, I draw this, I don't get my ass kicked.
But I feel like drawing something as complex as an elephant is very tough.
It's not complex. Like, if I drew a 2D elephant right now, it would kind of look like a squid because I put all its legs out in front of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there would be... Because I know this elephant isn't drawing a detailed picture of an elephant. So if I drew a shitty 2D version of an elephant, one, you say if it does know if it's an elephant by looking in a mirror.
It is kind of drawing a detailed drawing of an elephant, though. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is like... It's clearly an elephant. Like, it looks like an elephant.
We can tell that it's an elephant.
Oh no, there's about to be a fight.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I think we can tell it's an elephant. I'm just saying.
There's no way that it's just randomly drawing an elephant, and it just happens to be that it's like, hey, it's drawing an elephant. It's
So
like,
do you
it has
think
to
when
have
you
seen that?
when you think you point your fingers at a dog and it collapses on the ground and plays dead, it knows it's playing dead?
Or just that it
Or
knows
just that it knows if
it's
you
a
flop on the
plate.
ground,
If I
no,
say
if
lay
it-
down and it lays down, it knows that's laying down.
I think it knows that when it flops on the floor, you're happy. I think when you point your finger at it, it doesn't go, that's a gun. Like, it's
When
like,
I say lay down and it lays down, it knows what lay down means. It means lay on the ground. It doesn't know anything other than that. It doesn't know any English. But it knows, it's like if I said hola, you know hello, but you don't know the rest of the Spanish language. Like, but the dog knows lay down.
no, but a dog never understood what you said ever. Even
Yeah,
if
but
you
didn't
said,
before, you never learn anything else. So what's
because it doesn't matter how much I teach a dog, I'll never go, is this a spoon or is this a spoon? It'll fucking look at me.
Could
Maybe.
after many tests.
If I say this is the right one, I keep on saying
Yeah, but
spoon's
eventually it
right.
knows it's a spoon.
But then after 15 times I say spoon's right, then I go, so which one's right now? Pick the fork, and it picks the spoon again because the last 15 times I told it the spoon was right. I feel like that's what would happen.
But it knows it's a spoon though.
Oh my god, I feel like I'm on Dylan's
That's
side
fine.
on this one.
I feel like if I take a dog and I pick up a spoon and I say pick this spoon 15 times, and we get to the 16th time, and I go, okay, this time you're gonna pick a fork. Based on the last 15 times, it's gonna pick a spoon, and how happy I was because I said yes to the spoon.
Like
Well, then why does a
classical
dog
conditioning.
never lay down when you say
It's
knife sandwich?
This is how I prove it. So they did it with the dogs where they'd make it drool.
Pavlov,
Yeah, the Pavlov thing.
That's
I still think
classical
I'm just saying I think a dog
Classical
whenever you say
conditioning.
lay down and it goes, it knows this was what laying down is because he said lay down. This is what he meant.
But it
That's what I'm
doesn't.
saying.
It doesn't recognize it as laying. I feel like it just plops on the ground. It's the same thing when I go like this. It doesn't know the difference between laying down and plopping on the ground and acting dead. So is that both laying down to them?
Well, I wouldn't say lay down. If I say lay down and it acts dead, then I'd see where it would be. It wouldn't know what it's talking about. But anytime I say lay down, it doesn't just act dead. Like it lays down. Like
Well, no,
there-
but most dogs don't know how to act. So because most
if I
dogs
go
don't know how to
Boomer
play
right
dead.
now and go lay down, he'll go lay down.
But if you try and get him to act dead, because he
I can
probably
see
won't.
what you mean though. I get what you mean though. Whenever like if I give my dog a treat and say sit down, he just knows treats involved. He'll just go shake. Like, he'll just
But
start
even when you
doing
say
random shit.
sit down,
He just-
even
he
when you
wants
say
to
sit
eat.
down, his brain's not going sit down. He's saying, I need to hike down and sit here and just not move.
Yes, but that means he knows that that's what sitting down is what I'm saying.
But he's not. I don't think he's comprehending sitting down. I think he's comprehending command of you saying something, and then he gets what he wants.
If he, I think you're saying
But
the same
there's
thing.
also
'Cause, like,
different tricks too, though. So like they understand to an extent.
Yeah, like I feel like, but even when I say like here to a dog versus come, like my dog comes to either one. I feel like it doesn't know either one. It's just like okay, like you know what I'm saying it by the way I say it more. So I feel like it picks up my tone more than even what I say.
Than the actual word.
even that, like, because that's confusing. I don't get that. I don't know how, because I've never trained a dog either, so I don't have a dog. Like, but to train a dog, like the difference between sit and lay down, because it's pretty much, my dog will like sit at home, and then when it lays down, it hardly gets down. It just gets down on its off, so it doesn't even, might as well be the same thing.
Well, this is only my opinion. Also, I think animals are very smart.
Well,
They just can't communicate or make weapons like we can. So I feel like that's just how it kind of goes. They're intelligent to an extent of.
I think there's
that,
yeah.
Yeah, I think they're smart.
Like small things. Well, actually, dolphins are the only thing that I really get. Dolphins
See,
and
that's
squid.
all. I feel like they could maybe understand depending on what you say. Like, I think they would be like the animal to do it, or maybe like a.
They'll play games with dolphins where dolphins will do this thing in the wild where they'll find like a piece of like seaweed and they'll catch it on their fin and they'll have a little bitty one follow them and they'll play around with it, just throwing the fin around, throwing the piece of thing around, just teasing it.
Yeah.
And then they'll go play with humans and the humans will make a certain whistle call. Because even dolphins will make a certain screech and it's their name.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think dolphins are that smart, but I think like a dog, like it's like the whole thing. Remember where they put like the dot on the animal and then like have it like walk up to the mirror.
Also, what's a dog think when you say its name?
See, that's what I don't think a dog even knows its name.
Well,
I feel like after a while,
if I say cockatoo, it's gonna go. If I say dog's name, it's gonna go, huh?
See, because like my dog, like the one, because its name is like Sophie, like it has like 15 different nicknames, and I don't even call it Sophie.
Well, see, this is another thing. I don't think it knows its name. It doesn't know. It doesn't go, my name is Boomer. But my thing is though, is what's the difference between it's my name and you? Like a named you is just I know they mean me. And to a dog, when you say its name, it knows it means me. So what's the difference between you knowing that and then them knowing?
I agree with that. Like, yeah,
that's kind of what I'm saying. Also with the lay down thing, is they just know that task. Other than that, they're like, Duh. Like they literally don't.
Well, that's
know
what I'm
anything.
saying. So I don't think it knows that it's like specifically laying down. Like I agree with that.
But it can differentiate between different things. Like my dogs shake and sit, and when I say one, they don't do the other.
Yeah, and
that's crazy.
I think it can like learn that thing specifically, and like the name thing makes more sense to me.
Well, the elephant thing also, part of it is they're getting beaten. That's why they're drawing the elephant.
Well, because that happens to dogs a lot. Like the dogs, they get to like stand up on their hind legs and shit. People like beat the fuck out of their dogs, getting them to do that.
I don't like that.
Like getting them to stop doing that, or
getting them to walk on their hind legs.
Oh yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah, that's pretty fucked up.
And like, I don't even think like that's what I don't even think they're like. Why that? I don't think they comprehend why you want them to do that, or that's how it should be, or anything. I think they know like I get my ass beat if I don't walk like this, and they just do it.
It's kind of funny also that we say that that's so awful, and then we'll eat meat from the Kroger that just got beat the shit out of.
Yeah,
that's the way it is.
And they lived a terrible,
I saw
sad
some
life
earlier.
in a crowded.
300 animals get slaughtered a second.
Yeah,
that's pretty wild.
Yeah,
dude, they're getting molded.
Yeah, it's kind of
give
rough.
us some energy. Yeah, but we've been going for a good 50 minutes. Let's get on some other topics real quick. It's been I don't know how that went. I think that last topic though went a pretty while.
Yeah.
But
I think it. Well, so that's the only reason I think I say all this is because it's a dog. Not that it's like
dogs aren't as smart as
and like not that a dog isn't smart because like maybe so like I think it does. I think it associates well. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
But also, which one's smarter, a dog or the lowest of superhuman?
See, it also depends on what you count as smart. Do you count like math smart, or do you count like going out in the woods and not getting your ass fucked smart? You know what I'm saying?
Like,
well, I'm being like realistically, like because that's what for me. Like right now, if somebody's like who's smarter, I'd be like, okay, well, what are we talking about here? You gonna throw us both in the fucking woods and give us 30 days?
I think it's just you're good at what you know what you're doing. Like the stuff you do, you get good at that, and then they're like whatever.
Because like my thing, because too, there's like smarter and dumber dog breeds. Okay, I shouldn't call them dumber, smarter and less intelligent like dog breeds and stuff. But like they talk about like, which is hated on a lot, and I don't like it either. But like the Chihuahua has like the biggest for its body brain out of any of like the dogs, so they're considered like one of like the smarter,
most annoying,
most fucking That's just like
stupid.
I don't,
annoying.
and that's what like I think that's kind of crazy.
Well, in brain to mass ratio, we considered like the
just depends
the level of whatever. Cause I know elephants is like something I can't remember.
Yeah, elephants real little.
Fucking. You ever seen videos of them like picking up trash and shit? I wonder if they really know they're picking up trash. They probably don't know they're picking up trash.
I've seen the videos of them like throwing shit at people. I love that.
I'm going back and forth like, what? Because why do they just throw it in the garbage can? Unless they know. Well, I've seen people put this here, so I guess it's important.
Yeah.
I like the videos of animals helping other animals.
Yes.
Yeah.
See, that's where I think like something does happen, and like for me even like that's where I think the more when it gets to primitive things, that's where I think animals thrive. Because I think for real,
We don't
out of everything
arrive
it
at
doesn't
that.
knows, it'll run to like a pond where something's drowning. It knows it's about to die. Like it's
You know,
help.
animals just like don't talk; they just know. Like, they're just like.
And that's another thing.
little
Like
head
it's
nod kind of thing. Like, I
that's
gotcha.
why I think it has to go off tone. Like I think animals and that's why like dogs feed off your
Intuitive.
vibe.
They
Yes,
feel
it's like
feelings.
because
Yeah.
like seriously, like they talk like if you're just sitting there and like you be all pissed off, but it's like you're being quiet, you're not necessarily expressing it. Like your dog will like be feeding off like whatever you've got going on, and like that's some true ass shit. You ever met like some sad person that's like generally not a very happy person and met their dog? That's their dog, so it's not a family dog, but that's their dog.
Yeah.
Think about that, because like I met some people with some dogs that like didn't seem like to be the happiest dogs, but then I think about how the person is. I'm like,
Oh, yeah, they make their owner.
I'm like,
I'm thinking
oh.
about my dogs. I'm like, hopefully they're happy.
Well, because like yeah, and like certain dogs are also really adaptive, so it might learn to like to be whatever it is.
Some dogs are lazy.
Yeah.
English bulldogs like hell yeah.
That's what I want. I want an English bulldog that's like got a lazy temperament, but requires like it wants a lot of attention. I don't want to run with my dog a bunch because like English bulldogs like can't really run a lot because like the way they breathe, but it likes to be touched,
yeah, I like those dogs a lot. I
Yeah.
want a dog that runs a lot and
Yeah.
can touch.
and there's a lot of those.
I don't like little dogs.
I don't either really.
I
It
hate saying
depends.
that because I like dogs and I'll be nice to every dog, but I prefer to have big dogs.
What's little?
Little, like the
Below
tiny,
20 pounds?
like the kind that you can carry in your purse.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm not doubt. Yeah, I agree. I like corgis. Like that's kind of the small dog I like.
Those are cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a French bulldog or an English bulldog, but a French bulldog, English bulldog. I think English bulldog is up to like 50, 60
You gotta
pounds.
do your TV up to like 80 for the breathing.
Yeah,
Like, dude, go
I can't
outside.
wait.
Stay in the backyard forever.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no, that dog would die.
All right, Kelly. I got another topic but definitely before we go away here,
Okay.
we're gonna talk about JFK a little bit.
Yeah,
You're
I was
big
about
on
to
that.
say that.
Yeah.
Leading into this, I'll tell you a great
Yes.
story. People may not know. I told them about this beforehand. I was gonna wait, but I didn't. But so on the same day that JFK died, I think it was November 22nd, 1962. I think that's right.
It's 63.
Was it November 22nd? Probably not.
I couldn't
Anyway,
tell you the exact date.
on the
but
same day.
I think it's 63.
Let me rev this conversation. How's your good job, Kelly.
Thanks.
Anyway, so
Thanks.
the same day, Aldous Huxley, the author of A Brave New World, you ever read that book?
No.
No, what's
You know what it's
it
about? So I've only read it one time in high school, and in high school I just read it and was like, whatever. But after like reading the synopsis again, it's basically like in 2500, I think, the year, they have genetically modified babies that come off of a like belt, like they're like just being basically mass produced. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then there's a haves and have-nots or something like that. I can't remember the exact thing, but it's like if you get in this one, if you're lucky enough, you get it all. If you're in this one, you get shit. Like it's just a gamble. So it's just it's just best of luck. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like that. It's a really good book about future, whatever. People like it a lot. One of the more famous books. Him and then C.S. Lewis, author of Narnia, Chronicles of Narnia. Both of them died on the same day. But you're not gonna hear about that because JFK fucking died. So no offense to them, but I
Hey,
guess
don't
talk
hate
about
on
you.
JFK.
Yeah, but JFK's a good dude. As far as I know. But anyway,
You met
I've
him?
never met him. Yeah, exactly. I have no idea. I've just seen
As far as I know.
my
As far as I
two friends
understand.
of him. But those two on the same day, and then I told you all this. The Aldous Huxley dude. This is the crazy story. So he was on his deathbed from like pancreatic cancer, and he is in with like hours of death or whatever. Tells his wife, and also I kind of figured out this is basically true because I saw the interview with his wife talking about it, and he's like about to die and like asks her for his paper, and he puts down he wants LSD 100 micrograms. He's on his deathbed too, which is like what the fuck. So he wants it like intramuscular. What's that mean?
Intravenously. He wants them to inject it in him.
Okay, I got to figure
Because that's like the
I figured
absolute
that's what I
most fucking intense way to do it.
Yeah, and they put it right through the veins, and then like an hour later, they did another 100. I don't know if they did the other 100, but that's the story they did too.
Taking 100 that way even would be fucking it.
Yeah.
So it would be crazy.
She said when he was laying there, she was like holding his hand, and every time that she talked to him, and he would like grab her hand, and like right before he died, she could tell like his face was just like he was like peace free, like he was happy, like he was like awesome, and he just died. Tripping balls. That's pretty crazy. And that is a great.
Do you
way to
think?
go.
God, that's kind of a stretch. Do you think that that's a way that will pass in the future? So like there's a thing where like this guy lived to be so old where he wanted to die, and like they allowed him to go in this chamber and kill himself.
Oh yeah, like assisted suicide.
Yeah. So I wonder if that's like a thing. Yeah. If like you would be
What?
able to trip before you die. I would do that. Well, no, I'm not. I'm talking about like where you'd go in there and like as they assist you to death, they would make sure you trip on your way out.
It'll probably be like that one day.
Because I feel like I would like it that way.
You maybe freak out. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're possibly.
Well, I mean, some people would. I feel like it wouldn't be for the.
No,
I feel like you wouldn't do acid for your first time before you die.
But the thing is, how they know?
Who?
The people that in the company that were going to do it, and then like they give you like you have to sign a waiver that's like if you.
Well, yeah, no, it wouldn't be like
you can't.
You wouldn't freak out. It's like the same way with like just dying anyway. Like you can't freak out in the middle of them starting to fucking do their job either. Like they'll just.
Like you can say you can't. What if you do? If like, you go like, all right, man, we're gonna give you 100 micrograms, bro. We're gonna kill you right now.
No, I'm talking about like how when you go into these chambers anyway, just to die.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was just some random on the street going, "Hey, dude, I'm kind of tired of this."
No, I don't think you could do that. But also, there's like a lot
well, the one guy that I'm
medical
talking about just
problems,
died.
which is why they don't.
He just wanted to die.
He was like 106. And he said he said based on his ailments and things, he like didn't enjoy life. And his family flew him somewhere to where it was legal so he could do it. And he did it like this chamber way where you go in there and breathe this shit and you just fucking die.
Imagine being here so long, you're just like, dude, someone kill me. What is happening?
That's what.
How am I still here?
And he was talking about it on this thing too, and like he was a big advocate for assisted suit, like before he died. Like that's what he wanted. He said that's kind of crazy that you can't just go.
See, I wish you could know if. I wonder if he did that and as he was dying got unleashed into DMT. Because I wonder if that really happens when you die. You know about that?
I want to know about that.
When you die, apparently, like they think that possibly all the DMT in your pineal gland like releases into your brain, so your mind starts tripping balls because it doesn't know what to do, so it wants to ease you into death. So then you're just like, you know about DMT at all? I'm sure you've heard about it.
I feel like as people see visions of whatever they believe in too when they die.
Yeah.
Is it because of that?
But they say your life flashes before your eyes for that kind of thing, and the only time that DMT is extracted during like adrenaline moments and death. And so like
you feel like you're dying, like when people have taken it like orally or whatever, like
they think the best way they say is like if I were to you'd go look in the mirror and you almost couldn't even tell yourself looking at yourself in the mirror that you're Kelly.
What?
You would be like so
somewhere else, but your body's not with you.
But you don't acknowledge that you're you don't think about you being Joe in this thing.
Who you are, though.
Well, like in some of this, like, but no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
some of you probably don't.
No, like you don't know, like you don't perceive like humanism. Like there's no.
Well, I've heard people say that when they were on it that they knew like, hey, I know this is me. I know like I do this, but I'm focused on this right now or whatever. Like they still know I'm still knowing that I'm not like just randomly like I'm just some random other person. Some people had though. I've heard stories where people have lived different lives though, so I feel like it just varies with people. Like what's his name? Ari Shafir on Salvia, and said like he would thought he was some way other person and was like swimming in camp for like 3 months with some brand new friends he made. Like literally didn't think anything of being Ari Shafir, and just woke up and was like like he like literally couldn't breathe. He's in the other world. He could breathe underwater. Like he came out and was like gasping for air. Was like what the fuck? Couldn't imagine that shit. Yeah, that's a different drug though. I don't even know what Salvia is. I've only heard of it.
It used to be illegal.
You mean legal?
It used to be legal.
Okay.
Like the way what I said.
But yeah. Yeah, so was LSD actually also got illegal 3 days. I keep saying 3 hours, 3 days. 3 years after that one guy died. Got banned in the US.
Who?
Aldous Huxley.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 3 years after, at least I guess for medical. I guess they used to use it for medical use. I don't know if it was ever legal. Just oral use.
Good God.
Yeah, but back to the JFK assassinations. What do you know about that, Kelly? To your opinion.
I could see that. I don't know if I have like a specific
opinion
group that I think was behind it, but I definitely feel like it was a conspiracy as far as like people within the government or like maybe people with money.
Also, how far away is it? How far away was the shot?
And were there more than just one? I don't know.
Yeah, how?
But we won't ever know because like the papers,
oh yeah, it's definitely
like,
over with. It's like it's over. Too bad. It's alright. You can't figure anything out.
Right.
It's just
and
done.
they hold the papers like for I think like how long they're holding, and even then like the investigation. How do you know that the investigation they did was?
I feel like in our
recorded
lifetime,
how it was supposed to be. So.
I think in every lifetime, there's always going to be something uncovered, like during the years you were living, that were just something that was fucked up.
I feel like if you read through things that have been declassified, it makes you, like, I just don't, I think it's foolish to think that we just don't do some fucking crazy fucked up shit all the
we
time.
do under the radar when it's not you.
All the time.
Dude, when there's somebody that has no one to help them or no one they know, and the government goes, oh, there's a guy that knows nobody, and grab you up, use you on something, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm sure it's happened. Maybe not now. I'm sure they used to take people for like that.
What do you mean? Maybe not now. I feel like now it would
I
be
mean,
easier than ever.
I feel like it wouldn't though, because you have so many cameras all over the place. And
But the people that are watching those cameras are them.
Yeah.
well, more so, I feel like more so civilians would be harder to do right now. But yeah.
I know, but who are they going to report to? They're like, okay, we're going to report you to the FB. Like, you know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of scary.
That's what I'm saying. We don't have a scapegoat. The only, like, and it sounds kind of funny, but the only time that I ever have been okay with, like, some form of, like, law enforcement was, like, they talk about, like, where mafia people really came from, which was, like, protection for people that could not get protection from the police.
That's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Because they would, like, joke about how they were pretty much like cops for people that could not be protected because they were doing something illegal. So they need to be protected. So if, like, I think, like, so the whole story for Goodfellas at the beginning was they were selling cigarettes. They would steal these trucks that had cartons of cigarettes and they would sell them. And, like, the whole, like, story behind that was if trying to think how it, like, happened. I think it was, like, the two kids that were, like, teenagers got started on it, and then one of them got, like, busted doing that. And then he didn't say a word, and then that's when they started stealing, like, trucks full of, like, bigger stuff.
Right.
But I'm trying to think where I'm going with this. Because it's just weird how it works.
What, like cops and...
Yeah, because, like, at first, because some of the cops, they had to, like, pay off. Some cops were okay. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, some cops were okay with it at the beginning. So, like, they would do this. The cops would come, but they would really just give them a few cartons of cigarettes and put money in those cartons, and then the cops would fuck off. But then it was, like, cops from other jurisdictions found out and weren't crooked. So then that shit got kind of crazy. So then that's where, like, the mafia would come in. So they would be the people there making sure people, one, didn't rob them of selling their own shit, and then two, would fuck with the police. Like, fight the police to get them away from doing their shit. And then the police would, like, literally back down.
Does that not freak people out? Like,
I think more so money just freaks me
corruption
out.
everywhere.
How easily money is just going. Like, did you hear about Lori Loughlin or whatever?
Mm-mm.
This college scandal gets not guilty.
What?
Not guilty, bro.
What happened?
Jesse Smollett, not guilty.
Well, yeah, I know that, yeah.
What's happening here? Like the college scandal thing where they think that they had allegedly, this was alleged against them, that Lori Loughlin and her husband donated $500,000 to a fake charity, and it was really them paying to get their kids into top colleges. And there's like a bunch of different other celebrities that are involved in this.
I feel like that happens all the time. Like,
well, I haven't heard anything like that like ever. Like a big actress like that paying $500,000 to get into like Yale or something like that.
But
like,
you know people do that.
I know that people do that, but it's just weird that we always go, well, you know they do that, and it's like, oh,
Yeah, it's like...
I guess I'll obey the law.
but we've,
Like,
I think we
Yeah,
always done that.
Yeah.
Like, even like, because I think college sports is like the perfect.
yeah, don't get me.
Yeah, because that's like, seriously, that's crazy. Because I think it's funny how blatantly we know all this crazy shit's going on. And it's like, seriously, for me, like within the past 2 or 3 years, I feel like we've just now started.
And how much stuff that we know happens that we just kind of go,
Like,
oh, we saw it, and then we forget about it, and they go, oh, they'll forget about it in a minute. And then it just, like, it doesn't happen to them. It's like, oh, they got what? They're still not in jail? What is going on? But it's money. When you got the money, I guess you can just do whatever.
Yeah.
Or if you're producing money for other people, profit for other people,
Exactly, yeah.
you're going to get off easier than someone who's not.
So how much illegal stuff does the government do? But they put a lot more, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, does the government really run by the law? Like,
Well, and does the government actually run the government, or do the people that sponsor the campaigns?
yeah, exactly, yeah. All the money people that just give the money and go, hey, do these laws.
I think it
for
works
free
kind of
shit.
like it does with schools. I think like, so like U of L, I feel like it's kind of run by like boosters for the most part. And I feel like that's how it kind of works.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like donations.
Like that's what a lot of the at least back in the whatever I tell you, a lot of the scandals would come up.
Which granted, okay, so U of L is pretty profitable, so that's probably not a good example. But like, you know, another school that's not so profitable. It's like,
wasn't Memphis with a booster? Like
well, I
one
mean,
of the top areas
I'm saying
of
more
Memphis?
schools that like don't get a lot of so because we make a lot of revenue off like just the school itself and like how we do decently in sports, but like I'm meaning more of like a school that doesn't get any TV time,
Or
but like
Appalachian
is
State or
seriously
something.
just going off like some rich ass person that went to that school that like gives them money. Like that's where like a good portion, and then, you know, obviously kids that go there and shit, but like high schools are another good definition or a good way to put that, because like high schools get a lot of the money for like tracks and stuff like that from like alumni and, you know, things like that, big donations.
Because how many schools have gotten caught in that sneaker scandal and nothing's happened?
Right, besides
Besides Louisville. Louisville just gets a giant dong.
right.
Well, yeah,
I know
because
what's
like
over for everybody else.
Because we bring in enough, but not too much to where I feel like it satisfies.
that's what
that
we're
they've
big
got-
enough.
Yeah, we're big enough that we get in trouble, and they're like, okay, they're actually doing something about this, but also the NCAA is not losing money, whereas if someone got in trouble for what they did.
Do you think players should get paid?
I don't know. I see both sides of it. Like, don't they say that the players should get money because the NCAA makes like money off of? Do they sell jerseys?
Yeah.
And stuff like
And
that.
they yeah, but that's why though, so they can't profit off of it, which is what's fucked. Yeah, it's like you can't put my name on there. You know, it's my jersey.
Right.
Because really, you could be buying.
They'll pretty much
anybody.
just put their number on it.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah.
Same thing with college video games. They used to just put their number, but they couldn't even have player likeness.
Yeah, I don't think they should get paid. I think that if anything,
I
I
think
could see them maybe getting like a minimum wage thing where like it's like, hey, you're gonna have for like food, but I mean like you get scholarships and stuff. I mean you get paid for that anyway. Like.
And then don't forget the side benefits that
Yeah.
not documented or
I just
that
think
it
that-
is, and they don't get in trouble for that.
I think it needs to be more evened out. So like I think the kids that like do have scholarships for food and all that shit and everything covered, board, all that shit, they should stay where they're at. But I think the kids that like there are kids on scholarship that just get their scholarship paid for that are broke as fuck, that can't afford like whatever it is, your meal swipes and all that shit. Like that's fucking crazy to me. And like all these college athletes out there like fucking hurting.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are a lot of them like
money.
they do look like all crazy out there walking out in these Jordan jumpsuits and all this nice shit, but like seriously, like they turn into like yeah, and then when they walk
That's it,
out,
it might be all they got.
yeah, when they walk out, they go back to normal. Like it's not it, it's back into like whatever the fuck they were wearing.
Imagine being somebody and then you get injured and then you're nobody.
Right.
And then like right before you get to the NBA, like oh he almost had it. Would suck. That's
A lot
how
of good players like that.
Brandon Roy had a good little career and he got a broken leg. Derrick Rose, a great example of somebody that would have probably been top dog right now. I wonder what Derrick Rose would be right now if he had not torn his ACL.
Even just the one time, or
Yeah.
I mean, serious, like, because like that's the thing. Like, even if he did catch like one of those breaks, he caught like a lot of shitty breaks too. You take away 2 of his injuries, and he's still fucked. Kinda, it sucks.
Yeah.
Because didn't he have a so? Didn't he
I
tear his
only told
ACL
you-
twice or
See,
both?
I couldn't find another one. I thought you did too.
Because I know there was a meniscus tear and something else in there as well.
He had meniscus and ACL. I thought he tore both, either the same ACL twice or one of each. By the way, he's got fucking paper legs.
But that's the way I look at it too. Because like the players themselves are like workhorses. Because like there's the amount of people that actually just don't get up and move per day is kind of crazy, and they're out there like
Yeah.
fucking
There's a
rolling
lot of-
ass and like doing it all week, all the time. Like, and I think people like take it for granted like how their bodies actually deteriorate like towards the end of that. Because like that like picture of like Kobe like with all that shit iced down all over him, like he's probably actually hurting. And I bet like moving around now after like running for like 20 years,
straight years.
like.
You probably can't stop. You
Well,
probably
yeah,
do a
and
little bit.
this
You
is-
probably do, or your
He had a
body gets-
21-year-long NBA career. That dude played way before that even. So, I mean,
Yeah.
you're starting the damage to your body when you're, I don't know, when he started 12.
Probably,
whatever.
yeah.
Most
Probably way
people-
younger than that, probably 4.
Yeah. So, I mean, still, it's like, it's just crazy. I think it's foolish for us to assume that they get overpaid.
Yeah, I used to. I think I did a article on that in like high school. They went overpaid or whatever. I don't think they get overpaid because it takes a lot to get there,
Right.
and you were the best of the best at what you're doing, and then they get the revenue. I mean, like
Yeah.
they bring
And it's
in
a
money,
small
so,
percentage of the revenue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was about to say. Like, think about the people who own the teams. They probably make.
Yeah, get more mad about that than people that are getting paid $40 million to run every single day. Something that people can't do at all.
That's what I'm saying.
People
Like,
not
could you
being a
imagine like
professional athlete.
having to get up? Like, because at that point, like, it's, and which I guess you wouldn't have to, but like, you get cut if not, you know.
If I was that good, I would enjoy playing basketball all day. But
Right.
I didn't put in the work to get that good, or anybody else that's complaining about that. So I mean,
And before you get there to do that kind of thing, to work that hard, to not see any payoff for that long, that's a different animal too.
at the same time though,
Right.
people that are like 6'8" and are like, I'm putting work. It's like, I mean, yeah, but you're also 6'8". I mean, like,
I think that plays into it a little bit, but it just, I feel like there's a lot of people that are really tall that are terrible at basketball.
balance is hard.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they're getting good at balance because they worked on it, or because they're just their genes are like, hey, you can be tall and you can be like Giannis. I wonder if he's that good.
Dude, so what do you think about who do you think is the greatest athlete of all time among all sports?
I don't have.
What do you think?
Brittany Griner.
The face you made.
I'm gonna have to say
I like LeBron there.
I'm probably putting Bo.
You like Bo too?
But
How long did Bo play? See, my only thing is like,
for athlete of body type, gotta
yeah,
be
no,
him.
that's what I'm saying. Like that's another thing. Like I give it to LeBron because of the size, but Bo was huge.
I don't know how true it is either, but for a while, I'm pretty sure he didn't even lift weights. He just did a bunch of body weight shit and just got absolutely massive.
What I've always said that's crazy to me, LeBron is I think I can always say this. For LeBron's size, he's always the fastest and strongest person on the floor.
Yes. Well, you think Zion's gonna be the next one then? He's 280 and he's explosive-ish. He can probably jump
But
off
I don't
LeBron.
think he's as fast as LeBron.
Yeah, he's fast. But I think he's more explosive.
I think a 32-year-old LeBron can still outrun Zion. That's what's fucking crazy
Zion's
to me.
40. No, he's definitely not faster than LeBron though. But
That's what I'm saying. Like LeBron's consistently just been like this fucking like he's always better at anything that has to do with like he can't shoot super well or anything, but anything that has to do with athletic, like LeBron's always killed it, and he's fucking fast. Because he's like 260.
And he's 2 inches shorter.
Who?
LeBron.
Then who?
Zion.
How tall is Zion?
Like 6'7".
LeBron's 6'8".
Maybe 6'6".
LeBron's 6'8".
That's 2 inches.
6'7". You said he was shorter.
I said Zion was shorter by 2 inches.
No, you said LeBron.
Well, I meant Zion.
Okay.
But yeah. But no, I'd say Bo Jackson. No, I don't know. I don't want to say Bo Jackson just because he's bigger.
It also depends on what we
huge.
think about like athleticism.
Yeah.
Because like I would throw Giannis in there too if I'm thinking about it, because he's got 4 inches on both the people we just talked about, and he moves like crazy.
What about the Thor dude? The Mountain.
He's pretty athletic.
He's an athlete though. Yeah, he's absolutely massive. And he's
See,
7
because
foot
like
tall.
I do get into strongman
What
competitions
about the
for some reason.
CrossFit people?
See, I can't
don't
watch
know
that,
I do.
That's the only reason.
but that's like part of that.
It's hard as
Because like
a bare shoulder.
powerlifting too, I don't know anything about powerlifting, but that's like that looks harder than like strongman's usually for the most part one big lift, or like lifting something that just looks crazy like an anchor.
I saw one earlier. Was it the one where he lifted up like it looks like a hammer, and the top of it weighs 385 pounds, and they had to lift it all the way up and throw it over.
Oh yeah,
like it's in like almost like flipping a
the
switch.
strongman competitions are crazy. There's the one where they've got like a bucket and it's filled with just fucking boulders, and they got to take it and like lift it overhead.
And you can hear the ripping of the muscles and joints. They're,
Some of them do. Some of them will like literally go to do a deadlift, and you'll see them just fucking they'll drop the weight and then they'll just walk off.
dude. Oh
And it's
my
fucking
God.
crazy. Because like a lot of their backs end up fucked up because like their shit will just squeeze so hard it'll flip a
That's
disc
what
out.
they're living for, though. They're living to lift that weight. That's what they're
Because that half
aspiring
Thor
to do.
guy, he's 6'8". He's 415 pounds. I bet. I'd be
It's
willing
hard.
to bet.
His heart's like, dude, give me a break.
I bet he's
Probably
415 pounds. I'm pretty sure he's 6'8".
Have you all seen his girlfriend? She's
many
real
pounds is
midget.
Is it
You
reading
know,
it
it
in
goes on in the
kilos?
bedroom.
Probably.
It sounds like a straight murder in there.
I'm done.
It's gotta
But
be awful for her.
the Brian Shaw guy's 6'8" or 6'9" too, and he's 430. I mean, he's American.
See, how do you live? How are you 400 pounds and still not like just dying? I
Well,
get
that's
that
what
there's that
they-
much muscle, but it's like
So,
dude,
like the Eddie Hall guy, he spoke with his doctor a lot. He won the strongman competition in 2017, quit. He's literally like told himself, he's like, if I keep living like this, have this much mass on my bones and stuff, he's like, I will fucking die. And it's
that's
kind of,
what you gotta make. You wanna keep doing
yeah,
it, you
because
wanna
like just
live
to
long.
run around with that much mass on your body, and they gain weight fast.
Who the mountain or the other
Half
guy?
Thor Bjornsson is his name.
Where's the rest of Thor? Oh.
But yeah.
All right. Anything else you want to talk about real quick? We got the Lakers. The Lakers stuff.
Damn,
NBA
I might
playoffs.
watch
We
that.
got Notre Dame Cathedral. We got
I might watch the Lakers Clippers tonight, 10:30.
Tiger Woods Masters. A lot of stuff though.
I'm gonna check into this Nets game.
You gonna watch any playoffs, Kelly?
Do you watch NBA playoffs at all?
No.
Okay.
Donovan played the Rockets last night. If you're interested in that, probably not. But
64-65 at half.
Who?
Philly. But
Okay.
still,
64-55.
64-65. They're up
Okay.
one. But I'm pretty sure Philly's had both home games. This has both been
So do you think that team's gonna be the same
who? Philly?
after this year?
Yeah. They
Yeah.
cashed in.
And Jimmy Butler's gonna resign?
So It all depends on what
Harris
type. Tobias Harris does.
Actually, he actually is a free agent too, isn't he?
Yeah, he signed for a year, so it depends on if he re-signs for a lot of money and Jimmy can even stay. It all depends. But I think I don't know. I think they thought they were going to do something this year. I think them signing Tobias Harris and Jimmy Butler was them like showing their cards hardcore, and they suck.
They said that they wanted to cash in with that group, and they lost that one game. But I mean,
they don't. Okay, they don't suck.
Sucked the first day.
They don't suck, but like, I don't know. I think they could. I don't think Jimmy Butler's that good.
He's okay.
I put him like as far as like, do they have him at small forward? As far I consider him shooting guard.
Right now, yeah, they're playing him at small forward. I think JJ Redick starts.
I can think of a lot of people I'd take before Jimmy Butler because he's like real one dimensional in my mind. But I don't know if he's really good on defense either.
He's a really good defender. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it's like his strength.
But he can't hardly shoot from outside. That's
yeah.
When you're on a 76ers team who their guard can't like literally has not. It's been so many years and he hasn't hit a three yet. And
he hit one this year.
Did he?
Yeah. He knocked one down because I know there was a big interview about Ben Simmons pulling up and maybe he didn't make it.
See, because I saw something that somebody that quoted it that said like, "How's he going to call out his team before he hits a 3-pointer?"
Possible.
Which is terrible, but
they're probably gonna.
They're too one dimensional. I felt like it's like if you got LeBron on your team, you surround him with shooters. You've got, I don't really know. So Embiid on their team, who's kind of more of the inside guy, surrounded with some shooters. I feel like it was not a great idea getting Jimmy in there as well when you already got Ben Simmons who can't shoot.
Did you see fuck. Lost my train of thought. Some game I was gonna say. That'll be it. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought. Oh, there we go. Did you see the Celtics game?
Some of it. I could not believe we went down.
Cheeks.
Yeah, we were down a lot.
Yeah, they scored 8 points in the third quarter. The Pacers.
The final score was like 84-74, 84-75.
Fucking ass.
Yeah.
They had 50 at halftime. I'm pretty sure, something like that. Pacers.
I don't know what it was. I can't remember.
God, that's so bad. It's like
we went down like 12 or 14 in the first half. I thought we were going to lose.
Celtics versus Virginia.
Gracious.
Yeah. I ain't got much else to say. Anybody else got some other stuff they want to chime in about?
No, I think that's all I got. I'm not excited to go back to work tomorrow. I just don't want to.
Yeah, I had to go from here and go do homework, so can't wait.
Yeah.
So that'll be it for us. We'll see you next Monday with Timmy, right?
Timmy Downey.
Timmy Downey. So
I forgot about that.
That'll be hilarious. I can't wait. Timmy's hilarious. But yeah, that's all for us. We'll see you next Monday.
Kelly